is the MacKenzie, a 366-foot destroyer escort, part of Her Majesty's Canadian Navy, distinguished by 25 years of service at sea. Today, she embarks on her last voyage. The MacKenzie's final mission takes her 90 feet below the surface, a scuttled ship with a whole new life. Ship scuttling has become so popular, it has spawned a mini industry whose principal product is environmentally sensitive artificial reefs. As a sunken ship, barnacles, shrimp, and small aquatic plant life will move in. They, in turn, will draw larger and larger fish, until finally, the metal corpse of the ship will be transformed into a vast, living reef. Today, another ship is about to become lure for fish and scuba dollars. Normally a quiet bunch, the residents of Campbell River in British Columbia have come down to the sea in ships to witness a scuttling of their own. The target this time, the Columbia, another destroyer escort. She'll be laid to rest just down the coast from her sister ship, the MacKenzie. The process of scuttling the Columbia began almost 2 years ago, when the Artificial Reef Society, a largely volunteer organization, bought the ship from the Canadian Navy for $150,000. They raised the money by salvaging the MacKenzie before she was sunk. They ripped out valuable brass copper wiring, kitchen and bathroom fixtures, and sold it at auctions. In the same way, money raised from stripping the Columbia will help purchase the next ship. Before the Columbia can be scuttled, government agencies require that potential pollutants be cleaned up. Toxic chemicals like fuel and hydraulic fluid are pumped out, and materials like asbestos removed. But the preparation doesn't stop there. Once the sunken hull becomes a full-fledged reef, it will attract not only fish, but divers too. So the Columbia must also be outfitted for them. Warning signs will instruct divers and offer directions. And larger, safer passages will be cut into the steel hull.
The only alternative for these ships was to go to the scrapyards of the Orient. When you sink these ships, you give them a whole new life underwater. And I feel kind of guilty about taking a beautiful ship and sinking it. But this is the most wonderful thing that could happen.
Finally, the ship is towed into position and demolition experts board her to begin rigging explosive charges. The demolition team rigs explosives throughout the ship. Coming up next, the precision sinking of the Columbia. As 0 hour approaches, the crowd grows boisterous in anticipation. Nearly 4,000 people have come to witness the sinking of the Columbia. Inside the ship, the last of 12 explosive charges are mounted inside the hull below the waterline. These are precision charges that will actually burn through the steel, allowing water to surge in and flood the holds evenly. The objective? For the ship to rest right side up on the ocean floor. That will offer the best access for divers. Among those who have come to say farewell is the Columbia's former captain, Richard Okras.
It's sad in many ways, but she can't last forever. There she goes.
Three minutes and 48 seconds after the first blast, the Columbia is on the bottom. After the Navy has cleared the site, Divers make their first exploration. They swim through murky waters turned green because the sinking ship has disturbed the sediment at the bottom of the harbor.
Tell me what you saw down there.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's just on exactly the right tilt. The ship has landed on its port side on about a 40 degree angle. Just enough to make it really interesting. It's really lovely.
Within 3 months, the Columbia will already be home to 100 different species of plants and animals. Within a few years, she'll be a full-blown reef, teeming with life, just like her sister ship, the MacKenzie, which has been on the sea bottom for more than a year.